I catch myself doing this thing whenever I see someone who's just undeniably successful. You look at a billionaire or a top-tier athlete or even just that friend who runs a marathon and bakes bread before 8 a.m. and you think,
are you a mutant?
Exactly. Are you a mutant? Is your brain hardware just better than mine?
Is success like hardwired?
Yeah. Is it woven into your DNA, or are you just running a superior operating system? Because if it's hardware, well, I'm in trouble. But if it's software?
Software you can update.
Software I can update.
That really is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? And today we're digging into a source that claims it is almost entirely a software issue.
Okay.
We're unpacking this really fascinating conversation between Raj Shamani and Dr. Sweta Adatia. She's a heavy hitter in neuroscience.
A heavy hitter is putting it lightly. She's an author, a neurologist, founder of the Limitless Brain Lab.
Basically, she maps brains for a living. She has looked under the hood.
She has.
And her core thesis is, well, it's incredibly liberating.
But also a little demanding.
It's a little demanding, yeah, honestly. She argues that the physical brain, the hardware, is largely the same across the board. The gap between average and exceptional. It just comes down to chemical management.
It's how you toggle your own switches.
It's all about the switches.
Which sounds fantastic in theory. Just toggle your switches. But we're going to get into the messy details of how you actually do that. We're talking everything from why your morning alarm is basically like assaulting your biology to the specific chemistry of why men and women handle heartbreak so differently.
And we'll get into the 13-second rule that can stop you from, destroying your career or your relationship in a moment of anger.
Oh, I need that one. So let's start where the day starts. The morning.
The morning.
I feel like every self-help guru screams about morning routines, but Dr. Adatia comes at this from a pure brainwave perspective. It's not about hustle.
No, it's about frequencies.
Right.
To understand why your typical morning is messing you up, you have to understand the gears your brain shifts through. She breaks it down into 4 primary states.
Okay.
You've got delta, theta, alpha, and beta.
Okay, let's break those down. Delta is deep sleep, right? The bottom floor.
Delta is the basement. Deep, restorative sleep. Think of it as neutral gear in a car.
The engine's idling.
Engine's idling. Everything is cool. Now, naturally, as you start to wake up, you drift into theta and alpha.
And that's that groggy halfway zone where you're kind of dreaming, but you can hear the birds outside.
That's it, exactly. Theta and alpha are these slower, creative, relaxed rhythms. It's the bridge between your subconscious and your conscious mind.
Okay.
And then finally, you hit beta. Beta is fast, alert, engaged. It's the state you and I are in right now, talking and solving problems.
So delta is sleep, beta is go mode. What's the problem?
The problem is the modern wake-up trap. You're to beep in delta. Suddenly, your alarm blares like an air raid siren. You panic, you grab your phone to turn it off, you see 3 stressful emails, and boom.
You go straight from delta to high beta.
You force the jump. It's like shifting a car from neutral directly into 5th gear on the highway.
Oh, it's a painful sound. You can feel that.
You crank the engine before the oil is even warm, and biologically, this just spikes your cortisol, your stress hormone, immediately. You are flooding your system with fight or flight chemicals before your feet even touch the floor.
That explains why I feel like I've run a marathon by 9:00 a.m. some days.
Yeah, it does. Dr. Adatia argues that the billionaire brain isn't smarter, it's just protected. They hack that transition.
They linger in that theta and alpha state.
Exactly. That first hour of the day is for priming the machine before you rev it.
Okay, but devil's advocate here. Most people have jobs, kids, commutes. We can't just float around in a theta state for 2 hours contemplating the universe.
Right.
So how do we practically hack this without, moving to a monastery?
She suggests a protocol she calls MOVERS. It's an acronym for the ideal first hour or even the first 20 minutes, if that's all you have.
I do love a functional acronym. Let's walk through movers. What's M?
M is for meditation. And don't overthink this. It's just stillness.
Just pressing pause.
Pressing pause before you press play, just to build those calm alpha waves. O is oxygenation.
Oh, breathing.
Intentional breathing. Most of us wake up shallow breathing. You need to flood the brain with oxygen to wake it up without that adrenaline spike.
Okay, M-O.
This is for visualization. And this isn't just daydreaming, it's about rehearsing. You visualize the day going well. We'll get into the science of this later because it is spooky how much the brain confuses this with reality.
S is to be exercise.
Correct. get the blood moving. R is for reading, putting positive input in while that subconscious door is still open.
And S is scribing, so
Really?
journaling.
Yes, but specifically for catharsis. She calls it mental vomiting.
That's a lovely image for the morning.
It's effective, though. You write down the garbage, the worries, the stress from yesterday, and you get it out of your head and onto the paper. You don't carry yesterday's mental trash into today.
That's a great distinction. It's not Dear Diary. It's here's my garbage, get out.
Exactly. Now, she also mentions a really important biological trigger, the sun.
This one she called non-negotiable.
Absolutely. You need sunlight hitting your eyes within 45 minutes of waking up. It hits this tiny part of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus.
The what now? Say that again.
The suprachiasmatic nucleus.
Okay. That's a mouthful.
It is, but it's the body's master clock. Sunlight tells this nucleus to kickstart your circadian rhythm. It actually sets the timer for your melatonin release that night.
So if you sleep poorly, the problem might have started that morning.
Very often, yes.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get that light signal to start the countdown.
Okay, before we leave the morning routine, I have to ask about the pillow talk hack. This is where I thought, okay, now we're getting into magic.
It does sound a little esoteric, doesn't it? But she swears by it. The idea is the night before, you literally tell your pillow, I want to wake up at 7 a.m.
You just wake up. No alarm.
Often, yeah. Minutes before the alarm. It works on a principle called, get ready for it, psychoneuroimmunology.
Okay, you're just showing off now. Unpack that word.
It just means your mind, psycho, communicates with your nervous system. You're priming your internal clock. Your brain registers the command as a priority. It tells your brain's filter, hey, 7 a.m. is important.
So you're basically setting a mental alarm so you don't get the cortisol shock of the digital one.
Precisely. Your body prepares to wake up naturally. It's worth a try.
I'm trying that tonight. If I oversleep, it's on you.
Deal.
All right, so we've handled the morning. We're calm. But eventually, life happens. This brings us to the anatomy of control, why we lose our cool.
This is all about the hierarchy of the mind. Imagine a building. In the basement, you have the brainstem, survival, breathing, heart rate.
The basics.
The basics. Above that, the limbic system.
Ah, the reptilian brain.
Right, the emotional scanner. Its job is survival. It runs the 4 Fs. Fight, flight, fear, and freeze. It's a paranoid watchman just constantly scanning for threats.
And in the penthouse, we have
the frontal cortex, the CEO, the logic center, commitment, choices, emotional regulation. And humans have a huge advantage here. Our cortex is about 40% of our brain.
Compared to what?
A rat is at 7%. A chimp, maybe 12%. So we have this massive CEO office.
We are designed to be able to override the reptile.
We're designed to, but we don't always do it. That's the amygdala hijack.
And this is when you snap at your partner over something small or send that email you immediately regret.
Exactly. The amygdala is this almond-shaped panic button in that limbic system. When it senses a threat, and a threat can be a rude comment or just traffic, it reacts in just 13 seconds.
13 seconds, that's the window.
That's the danger zone. It floods your system with adrenaline and cortisol before the CEO even knows what's happening.
So high performers aren't people who don't get angry.
No, they're just people who can survive those 13 seconds without acting. The hack is to stall for time.
How?
Dr. Adatia says to count backward from 100.
Why backwards? Why not just count to 10?
Because counting to 10 is automatic. You can do it while you're still fuming. Counting backwards, 100, 99, 98, that requires cognitive focus.
Ah, you're forcing blood flow back to the logic center.
You are physically waking up the CEO. You're diverting power from the panic button back to the control room.
That's a great visual. Now, there's this fear, I think, that if you didn't learn this as a kid, you're just cooked.
Right, because the hardware installation really happens in 2 main windows, ages 0 to 3 and then 13 to 20.
Yeah.
That's when the brain is most plastic.
Is it bad news for anyone over 25 listening to this?
Not at all. And this is the good news. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, is active well into your 30s, 40s, and beyond.
But there's a catch.
There's a catch. It requires conscious effort. In your 20s, the brain rewires itself automatically. In your 40s, you have to force it.
Which she calls neurobics. Aerobics for the brain.
Exactly. The brain is an energy hog. So to save power, it loves autopilot. It wants to do the same thing the same way every day.
And efficiency is the enemy of growth.
Precisely. So neurobics is about annoying your brain on purpose. Simple things. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. It feels incredibly awkward, right?
It's so frustrating. You end up with toothpaste on your nose.
That frustration is the feeling of new neural pathways being forged. You're forcing the brain to pay attention. Or Take a different road to work.
Or, and I felt personally attacked by this one, actually go to the grocery store instead of ordering online.
Convenience makes the brain lazy. When you go to the store, you're smelling things, touching things, navigating aisles. It's a sensory workout.
Whereas ordering online is just clicking the same button.
Over and over. Okay, let's talk about the mind changing the body, the piano study. This one really got me.
This is a landmark study. They took 2 groups of people who'd never played piano. Group A physically practiced scales for 2 hours a day.
Group B just sat there and imagined playing the scales. They never touched the keys.
And the result?
After 3 months, they mapped their brains. The brain cell growth in the motor cortex, the part that controls the fingers, was almost identical in both groups.
That is wild. The brain couldn't tell the difference between doing it and just thinking about doing it.
Not at a neural level. There was another study with the pinky finger. People just imagined lifting weights with their pinky.
Yeah.
Their actual muscle strength increased by something like 30%.
Wait, the muscle itself got stronger?
Yes, because muscle strength isn't just tissue. It's the neural signal firing into the tissue. Visualization strengthens that signal.
So when you visualize your presentation going well, you're literally laying down the neural tracks for it to go well.
Before you even walk in the room. That's the V in movers.
Okay, so we can wire ourselves for action, but what about focus? My attention span is shot.
You are not alone. We live in a world of bad beta, scattered stressed attention. To get the good beta, that focused flow state, she recommends Tritaka.
Candle gazing.
Candle gazing. Staring at a flame, or even a dot on the wall, without blinking. It's like a bicep curl for your attention span. If you can hold your gaze on a flame for 3 minutes, you can hold your focus on a spreadsheet for 30.
I need to try that. Let's get into the toolkit for when things go off the rails. Stress management. What is this humming bee?
This technique is called Brahmari. It looks a little funny. You close your eyes, block your ears, take a deep breath, and just make a high-pitched humming sound.
I can feel the vibration in my head just thinking about it.
And that vibration is the key. It does 2 things. First, it increases nitric oxide in your sinuses, which is a vasodilator.
It opens up your blood vessels.
Right. Rapidly lowers your blood pressure.
Right.
And the second thing is it creates gamma waves.
We haven't talked about gamma. We've done delta, theta, alpha, beta.
Gamma is the superstate, highest frequency, peak performance, insight, super consciousness. It's hard to access, but that humming is a shortcut. Do 3 or 4 rounds before a big meeting. It's an instant reset.
Instant gamma. I love it.
Right.
What about just straight up anxiety?
For anxiety, it's back to breathing ratios, the 4-7-8 method.
Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8.
Right. And the key is that long exhale. The inhale is linked to your fight or flight system. The exhale triggers your rest and digest system.
So by doubling the exhale, you're forcing your heart rate to slow down.
You're biologically hacking the vagus nerve. You literally cannot stay in a panic state if you're breathing like that.
And then the big one, procrastination. She said 95% of people are procrastinators.
Because the brain is efficient. It sees effort as a threat to its energy reserves.
So how do we trick it?
The 5-minute rule. You just lower the stakes. You don't commit to write the whole report. You commit to write for 5 minutes.
You're just trying to break the inertia.
Exactly. It's physics. The hardest part is getting a stationary object to move. Once you start, the brain usually says, oh, okay, this isn't so bad, and it just keeps going.
I want to pivot to a section that was really fascinating. The differences between male and female brains.
It's a touchy subject, but she approached it strictly from anatomy and chemistry.
Right. She wasn't saying one is better, but she did highlight structural differences, like the corpus callosum.
Yes, the bridge of nerves connecting the left and right hemispheres. In women, it tends to be slightly thicker, more connected.
Which leads to what she calls floodlight awareness.
Exactly. The hemispheres communicate faster, so women are often better at verbal processing, multitasking. They see the whole picture. Men tend to have spotlight focus.
Tunnel vision. One task at a time. The fridge example was perfect.
The fridge.
Yeah.
Right. You send a man to get the yogurt, and if it's hiding behind the milk, he won't see it. His brain is hunting for one specific target, a spotlight.
Whereas a woman's brain scans the entire fridge, a floodlight, and spots it immediately.
It explains why he can't find the ketchup that is right in front of him.
It explains so many arguments, but then it got deeper, breakups.
The chemical explanation for heartbreak. She explained that women tend to release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, very early in a relationship. They're chemically all in pretty quickly.
So when a breakup happens, the withdrawal is immediate and intense.
It's a violent chemical crash. So they process it, they grieve, they heal.
And for men?
Men are often driven by testosterone at first. The